You see, while many of us are fighting to see a better Nigeria, in fact, some of us are praying day and night, Holy Ghost fire on every enemy of progress in Nigeria. Some people have decided in their mind to finish Nigeria by fire by force. These people, enemies of progress. Can you believe men and women who are deliberately sabotaging our progress? Do you guys know that our madam, as in, not this one now, yes, call it, what is your problem? Did I mention anything about Brazilian hair? Did I mention Brazilian hair? What is your problem, you this boy? I said the one that is, yes, Jare, yes, our madam. How can a whole petroleum minister spend 10 billion naira on chartering and maintaining a private jet for herself and her family? Hey, 10 billion. How much is that in dollars? More than $60 million. Do you know what that money will do in the lives of thousands of young, unemployed Nigerians? When one woman is spending 10 billion naira. As a matter of fact, it breaks my heart because all these women who are so close to Mr. President, all of them could care less about the common people. Despite how much I boast, before you guys, that women are better leaders. Yes, I can't wait to become first lady. Now, while the House of Rep was still investigating this story, they discovered that Madam also maintains another private jet for international trips only. Yes. That one is costing you and you, all of you that are watching, 600,000 euros. Every time she makes a trip. That is $991,000 in naira, my friend in Nigeria. That is 1.6 billion naira that this woman is spending of your money each time she takes a trip abroad. And you know how much these people like to get out of Nigeria, right? So later on, we found out about a third private jet. The funny thing is that some ogas at the top have been threatening those that are carrying out the investigations. Now, I'm not saying that Madame should not fly in a private jet, nope. But I'm saying that why should she use the money of the people for her personal convenience? Taxpayers' money. Why? Don't forget that we still don't know where the missing $20 billion is. And it is at her ministry that this money disappeared. Wait a minute. Why? What am I even saying? There's no way $20 billion won't disappear. In fact, I'm sure that we're missing more than $20 billion if you ask me, as CBN first reported. And by the way, speaking of CBN, did you guys hear the news? Hey, that their Lagos office caught fire last Tuesday. Yes, so he caught fire. I said, hey, I know that accidents happen, okay? But I think it's very interesting that this particular accident happened while CBN was investigating NNPC for the missing 20 billion, No be me talk more. As you guys know, I don't know anything. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So despite that we're missing more than $20 billion, I find it very disturbing that the NNPC is defending this woman, saying that the corporation has the legal authorization to own or charter an aircraft for its officials. I said, what? Now it's okay for officials to use our money to charter aircraft for their personal use and their families' use? 10 billion of our money. God will punish you. Now, what I don't understand is how this woman has been getting away with several corruption allegations for years. From the outset of her appointment as a minister in 2007, you guys know that she started out as the transportation minister, right? Well, since then, she has reveled in several controversies bordering on integrity, transparency, and accountability. As the minister of transportation, she allegedly claimed that she paid 30 billion naira to contractors to rehabilitate the deplorable Benin-Shagamu Expressway. 2007, no? This is 2014. 7 years, my people. And people continue to die in road accidents on that road. And not only that, between her and Anene, you guys know Anene, 234 billion naira meant for road construction could not be accounted for. I said, hey, Lord have mercy. Do you guys remember when Vanguard newspaper reported that she allegedly transferred 1.2 billion naira into the private account of a toll company without due process and in breach of concession agreement? Nothing happened to her then. In fact, after that, guess what? They made her the Minister of Mines and Steel Development. And of course, there were so many allegations against her even after that, including a report made by Next newspaper. Remember that newspaper? Exposing her underarm dealings with a US-based jeweler who gained approval for his 2 briefcase companies to lift Nigeria's sweet crude. And as the Minister of Petroleum, there was the KPMG report, if you guys remember, which provided ample insight into the endemic corruption in Nigeria's petroleum process, from unauthorized violation of OPEC oil quota for Nigeria, outright falsification of the exchange rates used for defraying government oil revenue, to barefaced exploitation of the subsidy regime. And don't forget that Ribadu's committee reported that at least 28 billion naira earned from oil royalties and other sources in the last 10 years by the NNPC is missing. Apart from setting up another committee to look into the allegations of the Ribadu committee that was more than a year ago, by the way, nothing else has been done by Mr. President. And I just remember that there was a time that she was accused of backdating her year of graduation from Howard University in order to imply that she had the required work experience in order for her to gain employment at that time with Shell, and consequently for her to become a minister. But somehow this woman has successfully used her closeness to Mr. President and the corridors of power to evade prosecution. However, Mr. President, in case you're watching this show, please know that there is no way you can convince us or anybody out there that your administration is truly fighting corruption. If one person can get away with so much since as far back as 2007, don't think that because we are young, that we don't know what is going on. Especially with the money that is meant for the development of our country. Do you know where our country will be today if not for people like this, madam? You guys know that I don't know anything. I'm just keeping it real. So this next story breaks my heart, and I still cannot believe that human beings are capable of doing things like this. Can you guys believe that in Ibadan, Oyo State of Nigeria, they discovered an abandoned building where they found skeletons, decomposing bodies, skulls, bones, and people that have been stabbed to death? You know, I hear of stories like this when I was young, but this, I mean, for how long? Nigeria, this is 2014. People are still using human beings like themselves for rituals. Hey, now wow. We only got to know about this place because 2 motorcyclists, we call them Okada drivers, disappeared mysteriously. And when the police were slow in carrying out the necessary investigations, about 100 of them decided to go and look for the missing cyclists themselves. Now, in the process, they passed this abandoned building and they could hear voices of people inside, so they decided to take a look. But when they got to this 8-room building located behind the Oyo State Urban Mass Transport Yard in Soka area, to their surprise, they found human bones everywhere. They also found 3 single-barreled guns, 1 bow, 16 arrows, 22 cutlasses, 40 live cartridges, 7 table knives, 2 axes, 2 iron files, 1 phone, 20 decomposing human bodies, and more than 50 skulls. Not only that, they also found a well in front of the building containing lots of human parts. Koledo, you have the video?
Some motorcyclists, having lost contact with a colleague, formed a search party which discovered this den. The news making the rounds indicates that this place was a haven for mentally deranged individuals. The reality is, however, different. The scenario is obvious. For these ones, this is an easy way to make extra naira. Perpetrators of these inhuman acts had been in business for a long time. Human parts littered the area, prepared for potential buyers. Blood stains, human skulls, clothes, shoes, charms, and human hair, perhaps belonging to innocent Nigerians who had embarked on a journey of no return, were there for all to see.
This is another act of terrorism. The one they have in the north, they call Boko Haram. This is more than Boko Haram.
I'm so sorry that it's such a gory story, but I'm not making it up. 7 table knives, 22 cutlasses. Human beings can be wicked, No, seriously. Now, the fact that they found more than 50 skulls tells me that these kidnappers have been operating at that location for a long time without any interruption. Even though I know that it happened over time, yet by the time up to 50 people disappeared, we should have been alarmed. Do you know that they rescued 23 men and women who were chained and literally starving to death? I believe that 7 of them were found in the bush around the building, and they were all in leg chains. Just so you know, this woman on the left, she's not mentally challenged. No. She said that she was kidnapped in 2008. Since 2008, that is 6 years, my people. Can you imagine? Yeah, this person is already on the verge of death, having been literally stabbed. Now, the bush surrounding the building is filled with human parts, burnt bodies, skulls, you name it. Of course, adults and children's clothes and shoes that probably belonged to the victims were also recovered at the scene. So, policemen arrested one man who said that he was hired to watch these people, claiming that they were mentally challenged. They also arrested some security men that work in that area. The building is said to belong to one Ponty construction company, and I hope that they investigate that company as well, even if they are no longer in service. One of the captives said that she has given birth to children for her captors. Children, that means that she's been there for a long time. Listen to one of the victims. They asked her whether she witnessed any killings, and this is what she said. I think such things happened, but it did not really register because my mind was blank. I can recollect seeing people falling down. I can remember that some were taken away and they never returned. But really, it did not mean anything to me until Saturday. It was as if I woke up from a slumber. So evidently, they didn't just kidnap these people, they also hypnotized them, so they won't really know what's going on. Despite claims by the arrested man that they were just people suffering from mental illness, many of the victims have said that they have no mental disorder at all, that they were all kidnapped. Of course, many people who have missing family members all stormed the location hoping to find their loved ones.
This man, who claims his brother went missing many days ago, believes he is still in the custody of the kidnappers.
Daddy, you want to be our own pay. So you own pay. But tobacco ko lo own pay. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir, láti bí jẹrin.
How sad. And then a riot started when policemen cordoned off the building. Many of the people insisted that there were more people in the basement of that building who may still be alive. Apparently, there is a basement in the building, but policemen did not allow people to get near, so that sparked a riot. To be honest though, I don't see the sense in that riot. They vandalized vehicles. I'm like, what? They injured at least 20 people. In fact, some herdsmen who grazed their cattle in the area were attacked by the mob. The mob started slaughtering and shearing their cows. How does that help with the investigations? They attacked security men of a company close to the area, and they even burnt one man to death. Even though I know that we don't trust the police in Nigeria, yet it's time that we stop this jungle justice. It doesn't help anybody. What if the person that was burnt to death was actually innocent? And if he was not innocent, how can he tell us about others that are involved now that he's dead? And please, Nigerians, let's not stand and watch jungle justice. These people were angry that their fellow human beings were being kidnapped and killed in this abandoned building, yet they themselves killed a human being. How are they different now from the kidnappers? Oh, by the way, a lot of people are so upset by the governor's statement that God will punish the perpetrators. He actually said other things. He said other things, but I can understand why people would be upset. They wanted him to declare some kind of action, to do something, go after these kidnappers. They wanted him to get everybody working, and then he's talking about God will punish them. We've been saying God will punish all our enemies in Nigeria for a long time. But maybe God is waiting for us to actually do something. That is why people are upset that of all these people that were killed, all you can say is God will punish the people. Definitely God will punish them. But maybe we should also do our own part. Right now, they said that the police have begun their investigations. I just hope that it will actually lead to unfolding some truth about these kidnappers, because there are so many questions that are yet to be answered. Until then, my people, please don't forget that during election times, a lot of people get kidnapped for rituals. You all know this to be true. You know it is a do or die affair in Nigeria. So please and please be extra careful, especially when traveling alone. And guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So, have you guys been following the miniskirt drama in Uganda? One thing that I don't understand in Africa is why our leaders like to leave important and, major issues and then focus on minor issues. Despite scandal after scandal, the government of Uganda has failed to hold to account senior officials implicated in the theft and diversion of public funds. Up till now, no high-ranking government official or minister or political appointee has ever served a prison sentence despite investigations into numerous corruption scandals. But guess what the president is focused on right now? Is fighting pornography. I'm not saying they should not fight pornography, please. Fight whatever you want to fight. But why not deal with corruption and basic amenities first? Unfortunately, the Anti-Pornography Act that was passed broadly defines pornography as revealing any representation of the sexual parts of a person. Now, despite the fact that there was no mentioning of miniskirts at all in the law, it has been perpetuated by the focus on women's clothes. And a lot of men in Uganda are now using that as an excuse to harass any woman that wears anything that stops either on her knees or above her knees. Can you believe? Can you imagine? They are not only beating some of these women. In fact, some men are now stripping them naked, accusing them of promoting pornography because they wore short skirts. I mean, how barbaric. Meanwhile, so many people on the streets of Uganda are selling porn DVDs in broad daylight. No, nothing is happening to them. It is women. It is the women that they are harassing. You see hypocrisy right there. I mean, I know that such things just doesn't happen in Uganda. There was this lady in Nigeria who was accused of wearing miniskirt, and she was not only stripped naked by these area boys, they actually raped her. I'm like, what? What kind of statement are you making? Why can't you take off your shirt and put it on her or buy her some kind of fabric to cover up? Why would you then strip her naked? The scary thing is that policemen are also harassing women. Tell me, who do you run to when even the policemen can harass you because of your dressing? Do you guys know that when these women protested, police in Uganda prevented them from marching through the streets of Kampala? So now they can't even protest against a law that makes it legal for them to be harassed in the public. Now, I'm not advocating indecent dressing. I just want you to see an injustice going on. Many of those guilty of watching pornography are actually men. But instead of dealing with these men that are spending hours watching pornography, women are the ones that are being punished. In fact, some of these women that were being harassed for wearing short skirts, they've never watched pornography in their lives. People can watch pornography on the internet or on television, so it doesn't matter. If all the women in Uganda covered their head all the way to their toes, whoever wants to watch pornography will still go and watch pornography. The only thing that this law has achieved right now is endangering the lives of women. So imagine me walking on the street of Uganda the way I'm dressed, and because the skirt only reached my knees, imagine some hoodlums, some crazy guys trying to strip me naked because of the way I'm dressed. You know, first of all, I will size him up from up to down and be like, all of you women out there, go and learn your karate. It is very good for self-protection. I can't imagine some stupid guys telling me that the way I'm dressed is promoting pornography. Can you imagine? Who born you? From where? Who is your father? You get what I'm saying? But I don't want to get upset. I really hope that Museveni will have a change of mind and focus on important issues like, stepping down. Yes, that is what the law should have taken care of first before any of these laws that they are passing. Why now? You are not the only one in Uganda. Since 1986, how can one man be president for 28 years? And so many corruption allegations are being washed aside while we are focusing on miniskirts. What a shame, Uganda. Anyway, you guys know that I don't know much. I'm just keeping it true. Now, moving on to Guinea, please keep the people of Guinea in mind during this deadly Ebola virus outbreak. Already more than 60 people have died since this outbreak. This was a major issue in Uganda at one time, if you guys remember. Now it has erupted in the West African country of Guinea. I really hope that other West African countries are putting precautions in place. Already, Liberia, Senegal, and Sierra Leone are on high alert in case the disease spreads. In Liberia, 5 people are already reported dead after crossing from southern Guinea for treatment. So while we keep Guineans in mind, I like to challenge us not only to prepare, but also to start planting trees. From what I've heard and from what I've been reading, deforestation is one of the reasons why this disease is thriving. Apparently, some animals whose homes have been destroyed due to deforestation are now sneaking to people's, houses, like bats and monkeys, and these animals are carriers of this virus. So while we're making sure that we have the right medical combat in place, I like to encourage us to also start planting trees again. Don't forget that Guinea is also currently battling epidemics of measles, cholera, and meningitis. So please keep them in mind. If you know a Guinean, you can ask about their family members at home. It's not like the disease is everywhere in Guinea, but just so they know that you care. And guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Now to Zimbabwe. I'm very sorry, my people, but this is one of those only in Zimbabwe stories. I love Zimbabwe, especially Robert Mugabe, and he knows, Apparently, though, there is something they now call Bluetooth sex in Zimbabwe. No, this is not the Bluetooth on your phone. Some of you are already taking out your phones. Forget it. Me, I didn't know until I read this particular story. In Zimbabwe, they call it Mubobo. Something like that, Mubobobo, something like that, yeah. That is when a man uses black magic, yes, black magic, to perform a sexual act on an unsuspecting woman. Hey! Can you imagine what this word has come to? So if a man likes a woman and she doesn't like him, once he goes and get this black magic, he can do Bluetooth sex on the woman and she won't even suspect. Yeah! Some men are wicked though. Why? You would just feel like something is happening on your body. So they would feel it before they would come out of the spell and regain control. Yes, they are usually under a spell. The sad part is they can't really report to the police because there's no way to prove their claims. Can you believe that they are now using this Bluetooth sex thing on people in church? During a church service. Haba now. This particular story that I'm telling you happened at Nguva Yavatenderi Apostolic Church in Quadri Park. That's the suburb of Bulawayo. Some of the ladies had been complaining that they are feeling as if they were having sex. You guys know I'm very innocent, so it's kind of hard for me to talk about sex. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so many of them will feel as if they were having sex with a man, even though there won't be any man next to them. So they keep looking around. I feel my body, my body is moving, but I don't see any man. So what happened was one fine babe like this. One fine sister. Yes, we are in church for this story. So one Christian sister like this, who is, I'm very sure, a very beautiful sister, complained during church service that she was feeling as if something is going on her body. So she was confused because there was no man around her. And then she told some elderly women about what is going on. There's something going on in my body. I have to give kudos to that lady for talking to somebody about it, because it's not a comfortable conversation, as you would agree. How do you tell somebody, I feel as if I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it? So the men in the church, they started looking around, and then they noticed that there is this one particular guy who happened to be the only one with a happy face, expressing some facial sexual excitement. This guy was exceptionally happy, and somehow all the brothers in the church, they knew that was not the Holy Spirit moving. You get what I'm saying? His name is Tafara Mukoto. And as soon as he realized that people were staring at him, all of a sudden, this guy started walking out of the church. And before they knew what was going on, he started running for his life. Unfortunately for him, the other brothers in the church, they started running after him, and they caught up with him and gave him the beating of his life. They whooped him right there. He said he didn't do it, but they didn't believe he didn't do it. I said, why? Why now? If you like a woman, why can't you just let her know? Maybe she likes you too. You don't know. Why do you have to use Bluetooth? Why are they even calling this thing Bluetooth? It's black magic. Why do you have to use black magic? I mean, there's no way you can even enjoy it like the real thing. Can I say that? Have you ever tried both? This is so strange to me because the one that I know of is this one in Ghana where they will put something on their face, and once they do this to the girl, you know, she will just follow them and then they will rape her. But at least that one is still physical. But this one, people can be walking around and suddenly they will feel like they are doing it in their body. This is very, very scary. So having said all that, please, my sisters, be very careful. Whenever you feel as if you are doing it and you are not doing it, hey, don't be afraid to tell somebody, especially if you are living in Zimbabwe. I'm not saying that this is all over Zimbabwe, so please don't take any offense. But if you're ever feeling as if you are doing it, now you know that they actually have the black magic to do it on you without your consent. They call it Bluetooth sex. So please, if you ever feel like you are being violated, even though nobody is around you, cry out, before the guy runs out, and give him the beating of his life. Hey, for where? He's not going anywhere. You see, I keep talking about learning self-defense. Self-defense is very, very important, and I strongly recommend karate, as you know. But guess what? You guys know that I don't like to talk about people waiting to be my own. I'm just keeping it real. Now, speaking of weird stories, it doesn't just happen in Africa. I'm sure you guys know, but I think you should take a look at this video from India.
The New Lucky restaurant in India is doing a roaring trade, despite being located in the middle of a graveyard. The restaurant in Ahmedabad city is famous for its milky tea, its buttery rolls, and the fact it's built over a centuries-old Muslim cemetery. Many regular diners say sitting near the graves brings them good luck.
पीर पैगंबरों के मजार पे और इनकी कदम में चूमने से अक्खा दिन इतना अच्छा जाता है, रोजी में बरकत भी देते और तंदुरुस्ती भी देते और फुर्ती भी होती है.
The restaurant dates back to the 1950s, when Mohammed opened a tea stall outside the cemetery. Business was good, and the stall kept expanding until its tin walls encircled the graves. Mohammed died in 1996, but the restaurant continues to do well with the help of the staff.
हम लोग अक्का दिन रात यानी यही रहते हैं. कोई भी तकलीफ हो, कोई भी मुसीबत हो, तो भी यहाँ आकर के हल हो जाते हैं, खत्म हो जाते हैं. बाहर से कोई तकलीफ आती है तो भी यहाँ आकर के.
Are you guys saying what I'm saying? Hey, whoa! A graveyard turned into a restaurant with tables built around actual coffins in full view of diners. What? No. Call it a, am I saying double? Is everything okay with my eyes? My people in India, you not do well. But this is not. You get what I'm saying? That's not cool. I mean, I'm definitely gonna visit India someday, but let's just not go there. That kind of restaurant, seriously, I mean it, and I'm just keeping it real. Hi, before I leave today, I like to read some emails. I have not read emails in a long time and I am so sorry about that. But today I'm gonna read some emails. And the first one is from Prince Okagbari. He says, hi Adeola, a copper in Warri South local government of Delta State. There's a confusion right now. Some of us received 7,000 naira from INEC after the Senate election of October. To be honest, we didn't actually participate in the exercise. It was few coppers that they selected to conduct the exercise. But right now, our zonal inspector is asking us to bring the cash of 7,000 naira back at the secretariat, or else they won't clear us. The word around is that INEC paid for all the coppers to run the exercise, but the NYC officials in Warri only selected few coppers, hoping that they will keep the money for other coppers at the time of payment. Please, we need your advice on this. It looks like if there's a scam going on right here. My brother, I think you should go to the media house and let them know about this. I think you should expose this. If INEC paid for all the coppers because they were expecting all the coppers to participate in the exercise, I think you should go and report it to the nearest media house and let them carry the story. If not, they will get away with it and they will do it for others as well. They may have been doing this for a long time, who knows. Our next email is from Sanusi Drame, and he says, hi Adeola, my name is Sanusi Drame. I'm a Gambian living in Atlanta. Gambian in the house. course, one love, y'all. One love. I love you, Gambians. I mean, I love all African countries, you know, Ethiopia especially. Well, of course, Nigeria. I mean, Ghana. Gambians. Okay, I love you guys, all of you. Needless to say, I'm sick to death of these criminals and buffoons methodically destroying Africa. I'm of course referring to our so-called leaders. Please keep up the good work. Thank you so much, my Gambian brother. I really appreciate your email. Our next email is from Adeola Koka. And this person said, I sent an email to Khadijat asking for details. Can you help? I asked if she used PayPal as it makes it easier for me to avoid all the bank charges from the UK. Thank you so much, Adeola, for trying to reach out to Khadijat. If you guys remember, she's the young lady that I featured, I think about 2 weeks ago, who was kicked out of school here in the US because she couldn't afford her tuition. And on top of that, her mom had a heart attack and stroke. So she's an only child and she's only 19. So she's taking care of the mom, trying to pay all the bills, rent, everything. And on top of that, she couldn't pay her tuition and she was kicked out of school. So thank you so much for trying to reach out to her. Please send her an email about all the questions that you may have. I will also call her attention to this. It's not only Khadija. Some of you have been asking how the lady with breast cancer, how she's doing. Someone asked whether it's a scam. I don't think so. I already showed you the video made by TVC News about this woman, and TVC is a reputable television station in Nigeria. I've also spoken with the husband a few times, and I'll be speaking with the lady herself sometimes next week, so you can all know how she's doing. So far, he said that they've raised 320,000 naira and that she's doing chemotherapy and that she's responding to treatment. I have connected him with Jason Foundation in Nigeria. They provide free medical services, not just to people in Nigeria, but in different parts of the world. I also contacted the Living Hope Ministries in Texas. Remember the foundation that takes doctors to Nigeria, owned by a Nigerian man, Dr. Acho, whom I featured some months ago. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do whatever you feel led to do. Please, you can still reach out to him. This is his phone number, his direct phone number. I mean, what's the point of just watching this show and laughing and forgetting about it? There's this good feeling that you have when you help out somebody. That's why I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to reach out to the less privileged or the sick or something, and so you can help out. So please let me know of any other cases. Our next email is from Isaac Selassie, and he says, Hi Adeola, please send me the email address of the cancer patient. Any additional information such as PayPal account info would be appreciated as well. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Isaac. I was just talking about this. Unfortunately though, I don't think that this couple has a PayPal account, but you can call the husband and he can walk you through the options. But thank you again. This is another person trying to reach out. This makes me so happy that you guys are not just watching, you're reaching out, you're helping other people. Thank you so much. That's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.